this is the final and the last session of the Göttingen India Forum, and this is a scientific lecture, and I'm very pleased to have with us Dr. Shiva Kumar. Thank you so much for being here, sir. Dr. Kumar barely needs an introduction because he's a very well-known personality from University of Hyderabad, but just a brief introduction that I can. Dr. Shiv Kumar has graduated from Andhra University in biochemistry in 1980 and then completed his PhD thesis in biochemistry from CFTRI Mysore. After a short postdoctoral work at the Indian Institute of Science IISc Bangalore, he joined the University of Hyderabad in 1986. He's worked with a lot of German universities, the University of Würzburg and our University Göttingen as well, as a DAD fellow. His research interests are in the area of protein biochemistry and glycobiology. Since 2004, he's a full professor at the Biochemistry Department in the School of Life Sciences at University of Hyderabad. He's an elected fellow of the Andhra Pradesh Academy of Sciences. Thank you for being here today, sir. Over to you.
When I hear the word Göttingen, I get very much excited because I had the very long association with Göttingen University. I can also say that Göttingen University offers A to Z, any course. It also up to zoology. If you look through the wide variety of courses Göttingen University offers and how excellent it has been in the global scenario, I often say, if you want to do something, you go to Göttingen and do it. And if you cannot do anything in Göttingen, you cannot do anywhere else in the world. And today I am able to speak here because of the initial setup and initial guidance and mentorship I received from von Figura. The lysosomes in eukaryotic cells host as many as 50 different hydrolytic enzymes such as phosphatases, glycosidases, nucleases, peptidases, and so on. Christian de Duby first discovered lysosomes from rat liver and subsequently shared the Nobel Prize with Albert Claude and George Palade. If you look at the structure of the history of lysosomes as such, the first 1955-56, the morphological identification was first done. Then in 1958, beginning of the functional concept of lysosomes. Then in 1953 to 60, discovery of peroxisomes. And 60 to 66, the lysosomal system was more deeply understood. Interest in lysosomal enzymes is largely due to the various storage disorders that have been identified due to the absence of these enzymes. Some of the disorders which affect mankind are the defective metabolism of glycosaminoglycans, defective degradation of glycan portion of glycoproteins, defective degradation of glycogen, defective degradation of sphingolipid components, defective degradation of polypeptides, defective degradation or transport of cholesterol, cholesterol esters or other complex lipids, multiple deficiencies of lysosomal enzymes, transport and trafficking defects, cystinosis as an example. Now, these lysosomal enzymes essentially are within the lysosome structure, which is a membrane-bound component, and these lysosomal enzymes are synthesized in the rough endoplasmic reticulum and specifically transported through the trans-Golgi network in cells, from which transport vesicles bud to deliver them to the endosomal lysosomal compartment. So what happens in the absence of some of these enzymes in cells? There is accumulation of large amount of undegraded material which actually leads to these specific disorders. The history of mannose 6-phosphate receptor work, as early as in 1985, between 85 to 95, initially a scientist by name Professor A.S. Balasubramanian in Vellore Medical College, he discovered a protein which had the ability to bind lysosomal enzymes. And he classified this protein initially as a receptor protein, and this was discovered from monkey brain tissue. And then on, Professor Stuart Kornfeld in USA, and then Professor von Figura in Germany, and Professor Sly in USA, they worked extensively on characterizing the receptors. Kornfeld worked on bovine receptors, von Figura worked on human receptors and lysosomal enzymes, and Professor Sly worked on chicken receptor and lysosomal enzymes in subsequent years. My association with Figura began in 89-90 when we raised specific antibodies to the cytoplasmic tail of the receptor protein, which was useful to identify the transport of the receptors. Now today we know the structure of these different receptors. There are two types of receptors. One is called as a cation independent receptor, which is a single polypeptide chain. It has 15 repetitive cassette structures in the N-terminal region and a short transmembrane domain and a short cytoplasmic tail. Whereas the MPR46, which is a smaller receptor compared to the 300 protein, is dimeric in nature in the membranes and has only one cassette structure which is related to each of the 15 cassette structures here. So this receptor, in addition to binding the mannose-6-phosphate containing ligands, also binds other ligands and is therefore classed as a multifunctional receptor. Whereas this receptor uniquely binds only mannose-6-phosphate containing ligands. Another distinct difference between those two receptors is that though both are present on the trans-Golgi network as well as on the cell membrane, the receptor 300 on the cell surface is involved in internalization of different types of ligands. Questions that we asked several years or more than a decade back was the existence of two homologous mannose-6-phosphate receptors with overlapping but distinct functions raised a question of at what stage in the phylogenetic tree the two receptors have occurred for the first time. Are the structural and functional domains conserved in the evolution? Is the MPR300 protein a multifunctional protein in all the vertebrate species? Owing to its simpler structure, a hypothesis was drawn that MPR46 protein, because of the small simple structure, is the most ancient one in evolution, and MPR300 has evolved by gene duplication. To resolve the evolution of the functional receptors in evolution, our work focused on first isolating the receptors from different vertebrates, mammals to fish, clone the genes and make a structural comparison of the sequences to finally understand their evolution.